What's up, YouTube? Welcome out to Take a Hike with Jim. Of course, that makes me Jim, aka your boy Jim. Get some stuff set up right here. I think this will be fine. I'm not 100% for sure. Give me just 1 second. You know, we always have stuff we have to adjust. This is going to be one of those things we have to adjust. Make sure that that is plugged up there. I'll make sure this is plugged up there. I think we're gonna be good. We'll see. If it starts dying down or dipping down, we'll go from there. So welcome everybody out to the channel, out to the subscription, to Subscribers Appreciation Night, right here on Take a Hike with Jim, where we go through your comments from this week, and we talk about some different things. And of course, the chat is always open and everything. If you haven't done so already, we like to take this time as we give it a few moments for people to come in. If you haven't done so already, we'd like you to go ahead and take the time to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and let us know that you are here and you are ready to go and good to go as far as on the stream goes. And we'll dig right into some subscribers appreciation. So first of all, let's get into the subscribers appreciation first with a little bit of news. So we got hit with our first YouTube wipe, or whatever you want to call it, to where we lost some subscribers, but I don't know that it was real subscribers. I think it was fake subscribers or bots or whatever you want to call them. And I had a little bit of a sweat moment, like what the world's going on? What has changed? You know. But we went from 188 to 190, back to 188, back to 189, then 190, back to 188 to 187, and now we're sitting at 194. So I'm happy. We've went back up. We're gaining. We're making progress towards that 200, and I'm so happy that we are. So in saying that, boom, keep up the good work out there, as only you folks can do. You folks have been able to do it. So I want to get into some comments and stuff tonight. We got a lot of comments this week. Got a lot of places to start and a lot of things to talk about. Man, let's dig into it. I want to go back a little bit here. And don't forget, over on the community section where the posts are at, we got the new poll posted for Tuesday's Live. Make sure you get over and vote 1, 2, 3, or 4, right? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Scroll way down here. Also, real quick, before we get more into, we'll get into that in a minute, comments. Yeah, we'll get into that in the comments. So, all right, we're going to start with the trekking poll comments and everything. Go from there as far as tonight. Miss Laura had replied to some different things too. So as y'all know, our last live, I was like, we got to figure out a name to call ourselves or something like that. Mrs. Laura, or as I called her, Lady L, she put on there, Avengers Assemble. After I said we kind of sound like Avengers, but we're not. So we're going to have to figure out something. We can't use Revengers either, because Thor actually used that one in the movie Ragnarok, right? So we got to come up with some kind of a name for our little group right here. And if you don't know, I wanted to show you this real quick. Give me that meow meow. This right here says Appalachian Trail celebrating 100 years. This is for 2025. 100 years was 2025. 2026, stick with me. 2026, in the words of LA Knight, let me talk to you, right? So 2026, check it out. We are the 101, baby. The 101. And if you don't know, I'm military. I was military, 15 years Army. The 101 has a very significant meaning to me. Was I part of the 101? Nope. Was I attached to the 101? Yes, I was. And if you don't know, 101 is airborne. They jump out. They are the Rangers, baby. They lead the way. So the class of 2026, we are the 101st. We are the 101, and we are going to take charge, right? We are going to lead where everybody else follows. And we are going to take the path that's been charged before us from all the previous 100 years. We're going to take their knowledge, we're going to take the path, we're going to take the trail, we're going to take their everything that they have offered, and we're going to put it out there for the 101, and we're going to have a great time doing it, right? So, on Ramdino's channel, somebody on Ramdino's channel had put that his dog Daisy was a pain. and that they shouldn't have, reading the comments, that Daisy was a pain and they should not have Daisy in the shots. Well, I'm here to tell you, I commented, and others commented, Daisy's no pain. Daisy is a good dog, so go from there. We had done a hike this week where we walked the Butcher's Branch Trail. So we had Randy Evans commented, when you reach Long Point at the end of Butcher's Branch, you could have hiked out Long Point for a short distance to Fayetteville Trail and made a left on Fayetteville Trail, and it would have taken you right back to where you started, Butcher's Branch Trailhead. It makes a short loop, and that way you wouldn't have had to backtrack. But hey, I just hate backtracking, laugh out loud. Good luck on the AT next year. So I knew about that because I've walked all of those trails over through there. I haven't got them all up on video, but I've walked them a lot. And we're getting ready to do, I went over and walked one again today, the Park Loop Trail, because it was snowy, it was a little bit cold. I didn't upload that video because I've done it so many times, and we had the live tonight. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. We might do the Fayetteville Trail. I haven't got that on here yet. We need to do that anyway. So we'll see. But I already knew how all that connects over through there. So I appreciate our friend there telling us about that. But I already kind of knew what was going on. From all of that stuff as well. We had posted some comments some time back on Tent Life Crisis. There was somebody, Miss Lovely Lady 5459. But hey, thanks for the information shared over here. She put on there. She's like, it changed the way she thought too, and different things. So I appreciate her. And then so Sparky1 had commented on our tent video, and we'll go through that. The tent video was Sparky1 had put, if it rains for a long time, the 1800 millimeter waterproofness won't last long, unfortunately. So if you don't know what we're talking about the Goshmere, the 2. That's our new tent that has been provided for us. And that was our dream tent. We love the Goshmere, the 2. And it is made out of nylon. So nylon, unfortunately, has a bad habit in heavy rain or in rain and concentrating heavy rain to stretch a little bit. And it has been known, I guess, apparently, to drip and drip and stuff a little bit. I didn't know that. The videos that I have watched, if there's been any kind of dripping or anything or seeping, it's been from the condensation from the inside. That almost makes it seem like it's raining, even though it's raining outside because it's colder inside. You got your body heat, you got all those things. So I'm not very much for sure, like I said, what was going on. I don't know the specific videos that Sparky was talking about. So I know I couldn't find them. I'm not saying they're not there because I trust Sparky. Sparky has been dead on, right, with the stuff. So we started looking at other ways that we could rainproof or waterproof it a little bit more. And everybody's like, well, you should have went with, what is it, Duramax, the mid 1, 2, whatever. Yeah, that'd have been fine. It's a Trek pole tent. It was basically almost the same setup, ideal kind of system, but it's like $700-800, $600-800, and I didn't want to spend that, number one, and number two, I didn't want to ask for that much. So for donation, if anybody wanted to donate it, and we did have people donate. So in saying that, we ended up with the Goshmere the 2, which is our dream tent. We wanted this tent from the beginning. And no trekking pole tent is going to be ideal. No trekking pole tent is going to be perfect, right? I watched a video where this guy, I guess he was in Scotland or Ireland or one of those places. We have some people, Jeff, or is it Josh? I can't remember. One of the people from overseas, this from Scotland, whatever. This guy was over there, and I guess they have monsoons or heavy rains, windstorms come in, and he had set it up on the YouTube channel, and his Goshmere got shredded in the winds and the rain. But it was when I say winds, it was consistently like 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds, which I'm not saying we are not going to have the potential to have strong wind nights, but for ours being consistent, like in a storm, like a hurricane or a monsoon or something like that, I'm not so for sure we're going to face that on trail. And if we do, we need to come off trail, right? Kind of like they did Hurricane Helene. But Sparky had mentioned that, that the waterproofs don't last long. These two had they had the one, which was the same materials as that too, but they ended up having to switch out to another tent. So I started looking into ways we can put some extra waterproofing on that, as far as different things, and I got some ideas, and we're going to try to do some of that. And I have it ruled out. Gossamer actually makes a little, if you want to tarp tent type of thing, instead of using one of their tents, and it's very inexpensive. I thought about getting one of those to just kind of put over top of everything, but I think it's a little bit overkill, and we're going to get into that, because one of the comments on the comment section that you can vote on, 1, 2, 3, or 4, over in the community section, is one of the questions that's up for vote that could win. It may not, but it could win. Right now it's got a vote for Tuesday's live, is how not to pack your fears, but also pack other people's fears. When going to the trail, so that we'll leave that for then too. So I think it's a little bit overkill to carry a tarp to go over top of the tent already, but we are loving it. So Lisa commented, "You're very welcome, and I hope you love the tent." And she said, "Sorry to hear you lost a few subscribers, but you'll gain them back down the road. Remember not to make your footprint the same size. It should be a bit smaller. That way when it starts raining, the water isn't sitting between the tent and the ground sheet." So I went ahead, and when I ordered the Gossamer, the 2, they have a very, it's like, I call it painter's plastic. I'm not sure the exact terminology, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? If you know, you know. It's painter's plastic. You get plastic and you put it down on the floor, and you go to paint the room. You're la 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 la. You're painting the room, and it's not supposed to get any paint on the floor. And then all of a sudden, you look down and there's paint all over the freaking floor, right? So I don't know. So it's that type of plastic. So I ordered that because that's the actual footprint that comes for it. I hear that it's a little bit annoying to fold and do different things. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't taken out the package. We'll do that the next couple of days as we go out to try some different things, sit down, tear downs, all that stuff, and setting up our equipment. And I think we got a pretty decent little hike planned out. It's kind of like a man-made hike type of deal coming up, but I think we got that. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, please hit that thumbs up, give us a like, and also hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. It goes a long way. And the comment section's open. If anybody wants to jump in here and start talking, if you have any comments about the Gossamer, the 2, or anything we're talking about here on the comments, put it in there. We will go over it. We will talk about it. We will discuss it. We will have a great time doing so, right? So both brought up big things there. JBN had JBN lost. JBN not lost had commented on there. Hey, enjoy your new tent. Pretty good for setting it up for the first time. Because listen, up until I got this tent, I'd never set up a trekking pole tent. So what you see on the video, me setting up, is the first time I'd ever set up a trekking pole tent, and the first time I ever set up the Gossamer, the 2. I struggled a little bit that I clipped out of the video because I unfortunately found some rocks in my yard that I didn't know that I had, and I couldn't get the stakes. But when they tell you with the Gossamer series that you need to replace the stakes, they're not lying, because I've actually already bent one of the stakes in my yard with a rock that I didn't know was there. But I've already got some new stakes, and we've talked about that in that video, so you can watch that there. Let me see. We're going up. Well, like I said, we're reading the different things. When we get to Chase, man, Chase has got some good stuff. Some new subscribers. So, KY friend was talking about when it comes to our budget series. We've done the budget live video and different things. He had commented on the budget, and he commented on the number of days and stuff it comes to take out. That's what this comes from, is from that live video. He writes, "It depends on how fast you are." And I'm telling you, it's no joke, especially for people who are out of shape. The young, skinny kids can make some miles, but if you haven't hiked any like this, you'll be slow for quite a while. My advice is to start training them legs up and down a lot of steps. So that is a very good point. So training is very essential. I see a lot of people making through hike announcements and different stuff. And I see a lot of people hitting the gyms and stuff like that. I'm not saying none of that's wrong, because it's not. But at the same time, when it's not. If you know, you know. But when I went down to trail days, both times I went to trail days, I've talked to some people and some through hikers, and they've all told me the same thing. Get off the treadmill, get off the bike, get out in the woods and start to hike. And I know it rhymes. I didn't come up with it. They did. Get off the treadmill, get off the bike, get out in the woods and start to hike. And because when you're on a treadmill, you can adjust the elevation, the speed, the distance. But if you want to get off that thing, it's easy to just hit stop and get off, or the bike the same way. When you hit out in them woods and you walk 3, 4, 5, 6 miles out, your butt got to walk 3, 4, 5, 6 miles back. There ain't no way to it. You got to walk back to where he was at, whether it be a loop or somebody picking you up, whatever the case. Where you start out and walk, you got to end that walk. You got to come out at one point or another, right? So there's that as well. But yeah, so the young skinny kids, obviously, once again, these ultralight skinny people who can hide behind a tree when it storms. My hat's off to you. I got a little gut. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I like to eat food. I'm losing weight. I'm getting in shape. But for right now, I am a shape. Not getting into not the shape I need to be. But we're getting there, right? We're getting there slowly but surely. But that was some good comments right there. And then we went over what Randy Evans has already talked about. So Jason writes, hey, new gear is fun. My Colombian rain jacket has served me well for years. Never bother with rain pants. Couldn't stand the whoosh whoosh sound for miles of wearing them. So we have decided we are not going to be wearing the whoosh whoosh rain pants as well ourselves. Then he put on there, Pixel has an emergency satellite system, but it's dedicated service of backup navigation, text message anytime. Because we was talking about the new Garmin InReach Mini 3 that's coming out. Now, I've watched a review video on this thing. I don't know where y'all stand. There's two different types. There's one with this red antenna and one without, different things. But you can do a lot with your iPhone now that you couldn't do before. So with all trails and the different apps you have on your phone, and plus you have the emergency, the SOS, the emergency thing that's on your phone. And my Garmin InReach Mini 2, I think that's one we'll take, because the Garmin InReach Mini 3, to upgrade to it, it's going to be a significant increase in money and budget to do so. And the only thing, I mean, there's only one other, there's like maybe one new feature too, from the 3 to the 2. The 2 still going to do its job for me. So I'm just going to use the 2. Maybe by the time we get off that Appalachian Trail, we go to do other trails, we'll have the resources and want to upgrade them, but we're not going to upgrade to the 3 now. So here we go. We're starting to dive into Chase Life. So here we go. This is the ones I really wanted to get into, because Chase has walked the Appalachian Trail and is just full of information, and has been a real big help here to me, the channel, maybe to some of you out there. Man, chat is dead tonight. There is nobody in chat, but that's okay. We're still going to be on here and have a good time. If you're new to this, go ahead and hit that subscription button and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. And give us a thumbs up and a like if you like the page and its content. But Chase Life put on here, like I said, he's already been a through hiker or a hiker on here, so he gave us some information. He's always full of knowledge. Just a note, he put, because this is on the video about our rain gear. My last 30 days on trail this early fall, I used my rain gear maybe 4 hours total. He got extremely lucky, because the Appalachian Trail is notorious for rain. So you can't bank on just saying, well, I'm only going to have maybe 4 hours or a day or two of rain. No. In the words of Ellie Knight, it's not the way it works. He got extremely lucky. Most days, all the rain gear stayed in my mesh outer pocket. I was glad my gear was light. So we went with light. The pants, the Tog Frog pants, which we're not going to use, was 10.4 ounces, and the Tog, the Frog Tog Pro jacket that we got, it is actually, I think, 19 some ounces. So we're going to use that. So that it is light. It's not the lightest we could have went, but it's the one we chose for the budget. We had somebody donated it as well. He put, my thoughts on rain pants. You have 3 options as I see it. You can do nothing, and if it rains, your pants get wet. So the pants I'm wearing, like you've seen in most of my videos, these are supposed to have some kind of rain resistant to them already. They're Ozark Trail actual hiking slash fishing pants that I bought this summer. And so far, I love these. I have not tested them in a real deep rain or hard rain or even in the shower, which some people said they loved that shower scene, by the way. Hello from Florida, the land of the skunk ape. Hike with Mike. What is up in Florida, home of the Seminoles? Oh, or the Gators chomp chomp, right? Or, yeah, I don't know. Who else is from there? There's a bunch of, like, y'all got a bunch of football teams down there. But anyway, so to say that I haven't tried it out in this yet, but we will see how it goes. The second option is a limited covering, like a rain skirt. All stop. So I'm thinking about, instead of the pants, I'm thinking about carrying a rain kilt. I don't know if y'all have heard about those or not. If you have, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think about a rain kilt. I don't have that much experience with them. This ensures your lower torso and upper legs are more dry and allow the air below your knees to get wet. The third option are the rain pants. Now, I think we've ruled out the rain pants. I think we can successfully say the rain pants are gone. Weather is perfect for hiking right now. I wish I had more time to be out there in the woods. Yeah, Hike with Mike. I got a friend. I say friend. It's somebody I watch that got me kind of started on through hikes by watching his channel. Mr. Fortune is down there doing the Florida Trail right now, and I've been watching his videos. I think it's on like day 11 or something like that. So, but it's been very good. Frank, what's up? For those who don't know, we'll be getting to what Frank Wolf here. So, folks, check it out. If you got people over that's in the chat box and everything, and they got channels, make sure you click on their name. You add their channels. You never know when you're going to find your next favorite YouTuber and hiker. So make sure you go over and you do that, right? So let's get back to the potential downsides. Pants, weight, bulk. So here's the potential downsides to the pants, Chase says. There are the weight and the bulk, plus in the warmer months, you will hate it, has your legs sweat, and you are like a sauna. So I'm a big boy anyway, and I sweat in humidity. I sweat in the summer and the spring months like very, very bad. Very bad. And Frank Wolf, I Am Wolf Hikes. Make sure y'all go over and y'all follow Frank Wolf there with I Am Wolfie Hikes over on YouTube. You never know when you're going to find your next favorite YouTuber, I'm telling you. Anyway, so in saying that, I agree. And I don't want to be like a sauna because I don't want to get that thing we call the chafe, right? Which you're going to get the chafe anyway. You're going to be chafing anyhow. So I'm making preparations for it. We're going to use some old Army remedies for that. If you know, you know. And we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to give away the Army secrets. You've had to serve in the Army, maybe the Marine Corps, definitely not the Navy or Air Force, but to know this trick. So, the third option, rain pants. So, plus you need to be able to pull them over your shoes. If you have to take off your shoes to put them on, that's a no-go. So, use them on your next fishing trip, but not on a through hike. And I agree. And even on fishing trip, man, I don't even take rain pants. I don't take no dang rain gear on my freaking fishing trips. You hear me? I'm out there like whatever. It is whatever. Wolverine! Hey, I saw your live feed. Subscribe today. I've only seen 3 of your videos, but I'm definitely on board. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, Wolverine, what we do is we do 2 lives a week, all right? We do 2 lives a week. We do Tuesdays live, which you, the subscriber, the viewer, get to pick and choose what it is we talk about, right? So, what it is we talk about. The way that is you go to the community page. I got an old-fashioned poll on there because we don't got the 500 subscribers it takes to have an actual poll. So you read through the questions, you choose option 1, 2, 3, or 4 by putting a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments. Pretty simple, right? And then come Monday when the poll closes, Tuesday, we talk about whatever y'all voted on live, and that's Tuesday night. And then Friday nights, we have the live, which is the subscribers appreciation, all the comments throughout the week that you folks have been talking to me about and everything. I come on here and I read them and go through them, and we find out some good learning things from other thru hikers, maybe potential new hikers, gear, all kind of things, and the chat is always open. So them are our 2 lives there, Wolverine, and then in saying that, we try to post at least a video once a day and comments when we can. We do gear review videos when we can and go from there. So Hike with Mike, I am a jeans or shorts guy. So on a through hike, Shorts is not bad as long as you're polyester or whatever. Jeans is a killer. Say no to cotton. Just say no, right? Make sure that, like, if you're going fishing or whatever, that'd be fine, but I wouldn't wear it for a long through. Like, I'm just, whoa, cotton, man. Cotton's a killer, dude. Army vets rule. That's right. Ain't ready for Marines yet. That's what I was. I was an Army vet. Ooh, so anyway, so I need to be able to pull over shoes. I don't want to have to slip them off like, say, fish or whatever. Also, if you pull them over your shoes, this may be difficult without a place to sit down. But because think about it, it's raining. It has been raining. You got to take them on and off. Probably muddy, wet, whatever. And don't want to pull my pants over my shoes. Then you got to go in your bag and go from there. Often it's raining and it's warm. The jacket, in my opinion, needs pit zips. No pit zips for me. Him is a no-go. I love a jacket with pit zips. But I couldn't afford the more expensive, Frog Togs are more expensive jackets, so mine don't have pit zips in them. But I would love to have me a rain jacket with pit zips. I just couldn't afford it. And some of these rain jackets get expensive, like $400, $500, $600. So, you know, I can't afford that. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Give us a like right now if you don't mind, and we will continue to rock on right here tonight. Let me see. Where others? Sit down. So yeah, pick up rain garbage. So yeah, I don't use rain pants. Just he picked up a pair of rain chaps from Garage Gear. So I could check into that. I've never heard of rain chaps, and he haven't had to try them yet. Like I said, it's awful warm. Pits are no go. He said he has an ultralight Frog Tog, and it's a good budget option. So the ultralight Frog Togs that I tried out at Dick's Sporting Goods in the store, as soon as I took it out to try it on, to try on the jacket, I went to mess with the zipper, and yeah, like they're 5 ounces or whatever, the whole weight, they fell apart. Like the zipper literally fell on the floor. And go from it. RE pants are full zip. There you go. REI rain pants are full zip. RE rain jackets with pit zips you can get for $100 on sale. I'm the type of guy that I like to try stuff on. I just don't like to order stuff. I like to try it on, get my hands physically on it, and everything like that to make sure I'm maybe going to like it, maybe not. Not that it's a fashion statement. No. Doing the boardwalk, you know. Devil Wears Parada in the Appalachian Trail hike. Nope. But I'm a guy who has to get my hands on stuff. The closest REI from where I am at is about 3.5 hours. So go from there. I think as you gain more subscribers, these companies are going to start throwing products like rain jackets with zip pits at your review. That's how most YouTubers get a $700 kit. Or, well, maybe. And I don't know. I love doing reviews in different things, but I think I'm going to have to be way more up there on my subscribers before I can do that. Yeah, West by God does not have an REI. The closest one is in North Carolina. So we go there. Z-Bivvy's $1,100. Woo! Too much for my blood, man. But yeah, it's like 3 hours to the closest REI for us right here in West by God from where I'm at in southern West Virginia. Because we got to go down towards North Carolina to hit that. So I usually just end up going to Damascus and going to Damascus Outfitters to see what kind of things they have first. So anyway, I didn't like the ultralight gear from Frog Tog because it fell apart when I tried it on, so I didn't use that. He said I've used the ultralight skirt most days. I didn't use it if it was a warm down trail. Just fine with these ladies get wet, which I would assume that would be the case. No sense in trying to keep your socks and shoes dry. They will get wet. Wrong. I'm sure they do get wet, but I'm going to share with y'all. I am a son of a coal miner. I would have been a third generation coal miner. So I'm going to share some feet care with Jim. Sorry. REI's also just bought their Flash 55 a few weeks ago. Cool. I have a 3.7 K subs and haven't gotten crap. Frank says I haven't gotten nothing. Closest REI is Gainesville, Florida, not too far of a drive. Go Gators. Chomp chomp. We're in the swamp, baby. But anyway, in saying that, where was that? I lost my train of thought. The feet are going to socks. Feet go get what? So I wanted to share some foot care for my coal miner's son. Check this out. My daddy for years working in the coal mines and different things like that, take a little bit of Vaseline, just a little bit, put on his feet every day before he went to work. Put them over top of his feet, in between his toes, put off feet, and all that stuff. So then he put on his wool socks, or his regular socks, and he put on a pair of nice wool socks. And then he would take bread bags. And when I say bread bags, yes, what comes, your loaf of bread from Walmart comes in bread bags. He put his feet in those bread bags. He'd take black tape, and he'd tape up the tops of those, around the two tops, and he put his boots in, and my daddy's feet was always dry. He would get blisters from time to time. We got some more inventions for that now than what my daddy had. But in saying that, as far as staying dry, I've seen some weird videos out there. But I'm going to be doing the coal miner's trick. I got me a nice group of some bread bags, and I ain't above going to the store and buying $1 loaf of bread and just taking the bread out, feeding some ducks, and then using the bread for yeah, Army guys love, because prevention from blisters. Yep. Calluses, prevention from blisters. Yep. You know. But I love, I just things my daddy taught me, and using the bread bags, keep your feet dry. So far, I've used that here in a lot of my hikes, and my shoes have been absolutely soaked because of snow, rain, mud, whatever. And I come home and I take those off. Guess what? Feet dry. So we're going to see how it works on the trail. It can be annoying. So we're going to see. You can't wear them every day like that. So, but only on the days it rains is when we'll have to. So we're going to try to see how much that's going to work, keep them dry. And if so, I got a little something up my sleeve that I can't tell you about right now. Also, I added a rain pack cover. We're going to get to that too, because there's somebody out there that she's on the trail, and we had a little bit of conversation with that. Decided it was worth a little weight to bulk, to keep the outside of his pack dry. So I love finding out stuff and new stuff about my gear. So we don't have mines on Ford. We have lots of phosphate quarries. In fact, our lake in the backyard was once a phosphate quarry, which eventually filled up with rainwater. There you go. Yeah, see, West Virginia, we are known for the coal mines, right? Black diamonds. And it's what broke our states. Why we're one of the poor states in the country. And, it's just weird. But I'm proud to be a coal miner's son. You know what I mean? Very proud to be a coal miner's son. And much like through hikers, they had nicknames. My daddy's nickname was the Round Man, right? And yeah, coal mines is a way of life around here. It's a generational thing. But anyway, so in saying that, be thankful you don't got coal mines in Florida. But, so in saying that, where was that? Let me go back over. I keep losing train of thought. Oh, the rain pack. I love finding out new things about my gear, right? Love it. Love finding out new things about my gear. One of the new things I found out about my gear was it automatically came with a rain pack. I was about ready to buy one, and the lady store was like, "What pack do you have?" I was like, "I have the Osprey Atmos LT50." She said, "Huh." She said, "Before you buy this pack," I'm not saying I won't sell it to you. She said, "Go home, unzip the bottom, and see what's in there." And I'd be daggone. I felt like calling the store and complaining. Just joking. I thanked her the next time I went over to the store, because I was about to spend money on one, but mine already came with one. So I have a turtle shell, is what we used to call them in the Army. Was turtle. I got a turtle shell to cover that thing up. And then tip-wear hat, bill under the rain jacket to keep the water. Yep, I got a hat, a couple hats. I'm gonna take one hat. Then we'll pick, and maybe a bandana or something like that. The positive side of rain pants, and when I bought those rain chaps, is they help when it's cold and windy. Even if it's not raining, I use my rain jacket. It has a wind breaker. So a lot of people, I've noticed, they use their rain jackets instead of their puffies. Has the outer layers, so mine without the zip pits and all that, and the way that the Frog Talks are, I think they're going to help keep me a little bit toasty, so I'm going to wear my puffy all the time. As people have been telling me, you shouldn't hike in your puffy anyway. But if I'm cold, I'm wearing my freaking jacket. You know what I mean? J3 Hike says, "Don't overthink it. You're only a day or two away from any town." And that was on commenting on talking about supplying, resupplying, and everything. We've already went through Lady L's Avengers Reassemble. And she said we didn't We didn't offend her with that. She was honored. She found it hilarious. And that's Laura right there. Laura, and I can't pronounce everything. She's got her name out right there. So if she's on here or somebody knows who I'm talking about, make sure you drop it in the comments. Go over and follow her page. Like I said, you never know when you're following one of these people when you're going to find your next favorite YouTuber. So make sure you try to follow them as well. And now we're back up to the 10 comments, and Lisa and her husband, and Lisa and them, or whoever, yeah. Not worried about the, I want to get in. She said, hope you love the tent, which I do love the tent. And she said, sorry you lost a few subscribers, we'll get it back. We already got it back, and it was part of that YouTube purge process thing they do, and it was from there. So from the research I've done, first thing people ditch on the trail is Ryan covers for their pack and footprint for the tent. Just useless weight. So when am I starting again, Frank? I am starting March the 10th is my planned step out date. Now, I will be leaving West by God and Thurman train station at the train station March 8th. Arrive in Gainesville March 9th. I get picked up in Gainesville, and I'm taken from Gainesville to Amicalola Falls. I stayed there at Amicalola Resort. Pharmacy Girl, and a couple other people, even though I'd already paid for it, they reimbursed me for it. I'd already paid for it. It was already covered. They didn't cover it. I've already paid for it. But they was like, hey, we can at least help out with this a little bit. So, boom, there you go. They helped me with reservations and stuff like that, too. So I'll be staying at Amicalola Falls the 9th, and then the 10th I get up, and I'm starting at the Approach Trail. And I thought about starting just at Springer versus doing the Approach Trail, because the Approach Trail battles don't count. But I still was like, well, you know what? I just kind of want to do it. January 1st year, you are a lot braver than me, man. Them January, February months, you're a lot braver than me. I've seen a lot of cold, a lot more snow, and a lot of different things there too. Enjoy your tent, pretty good. Okay, we already went through that. So me and Jason's talking about nighttime hikes. We're still talking about that nighttime hike, and he's commenting, yep, it gets so dark early, you don't even have to wait till late, just decide on the trail. And he put his headlamp up to market and just test, see if it really does what it's supposed to be doing. He wants to test that out, so we are going to pick a local trail here before long. I have been to Amicalola Falls. Cool. I've not been there yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing the arches, see all that. I'm kind of giddy. I'm like a schoolgirl going to prom when it comes to hiking stuff, which we'll get to in just a second. But anyway, in saying that, Jason's going to see if his headlamp lives up to marketing. I need to check mine as well. So we're going to pick a local trail. We're going to do some hiking. I got a feeling, I was thinking Endless Wall and everything like that, but Endless Wall can be tricky. And I don't want to take the chance of walking off the cliff in the dark if something was to happen. So I got a feeling we're going to pick something like a simple rails of trail, but has some distance to it or something like that. So maybe we will do, I don't know, something down Thurman or something. We'll see. Or maybe even down in the gorge itself. Maybe we'll walk the gorge at night itself. I don't know. So, Jackson Brown commented on our Thurman video. Was it our Thurman video? Yeah, our Thurman video. It puts, looks pretty neat. Can I ask where is the specific trail something that led you to Thurman? And also, do you know if there's any has any dispersed camping in the area? Jackson Browning commented. So, been involved. You're right, save your legs and start at Springer. Northern Alabama has some great hiking areas. Roll Tide, spend my dollar. Can't wait till April. Hopefully see you out there. Full Adventure 1002. Welcome to the action that is taking a hike with Jim Page. Hope to see you out there too. Hey, listen, if I don't get to see y'all because y'all started before me, or I started after you, or you're starting after me, or whatever the case may be, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to meet up in Damascus at Trail Days. If you want to come to Trail Days, I will be at Trail Days. Regardless, if you see me and I don't recognize who you are, come up to me, introduce yourself, because me and Jason have this issue, right? I went to school with Jason and his brother. I don't remember him. So anyway, they'll see me long before I see them, and they'll be like, or Jason, well, he's just like, I don't want to bother. He's a YouTuber. I know how YouTubers get. I'm like, interrupt me. Come up to me and say, hey, man. Hey, Jim. You know who I am? My name is blah, 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 blah. My name's Hike with Mike. Introduce yourself so I know who you are, right? I'll see you at Trail Days, brother. I am definitely going to be at Trail Days, man. I love me some Trail Days. And I don't know, maybe we'll enter some air guitar competition or something this year. I don't know. They have the famous watermelon squeeze competition and all that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, he was asking about Thurman. Jackson Browning 230 was asking about Thurman, West Virginia, and there was a specific trail or whatever led me there, and he wanted to know about some camping. So check it out. Thurman is not that far from here. We used to hang out there when we was kids and everything. If you want to know something interesting about Thurman, there's actually a movie based on there in West Virginia history. It's an older movie. It's called Mate One. You might, if you want to watch it, you can. It tell you a little bit about West Virginia history and stuff like that. But it was actually filmed there, and then after it was done, they was forced to go in and tear the buildings back down and put them exactly the way they found them, which did not make sense to me. But anyway, you can go in there and you can watch it. Allegheny Trail is West Virginia's longest trail, 311 miles. It is. And its highest point is Spruce Knob Trail, 4,863 feet. Where and when is Trail Days? I want to go. So, Wolverine Trail Days is in Damascus, Virginia. It's usually a week-long thing, but the last 3 days of it are the big celebration. That's the Friday, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the big thing. And I think the parade, the Hiker Trash Parade, is on Friday, where all the hikers from all the classes, from the very beginning, if there's anybody still alive, all the way to now, can come out and you do the parade, and it's all about the hikers, and people are squirting with squirt guns and throwing water balloons at them or whatever you can. It's a big deal. You need to go on YouTube and just type in Trail Days and watch videos on it, and then go to Google and go to type in when is Trail Days 2026. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Wolfie, Frank, correct me if I'm wrong, ain't Trail Days kind of around like April, May, that time frame, somewhere around there? I think it is. I think it's May. It kicks off. It's supposed to kick off the season, even though the season's already kicked off. But it's in Trail Town, USA. And go for it. So anyway, back to Thurman. So going down to Thurman as kids and everything. It's an old ghost town, coal mining town, and different things like that. People come up to me in Damascus, shake my hand, and said they love my video. There you go. See, but it's an old ghost town. Used to be a train station town, coal mining town, that type of thing. It was a booming town. It is now a ghost town. Been a ghost town ever since I was a kid, and we go down there. So to answer your question, I've always went down. My uncle even had a camp on the river down there back when I was a little kid. But on the other side of the river, yes, there is dispersed camping. There's Airbnbs and stuff like that now, but it is a national park. So I don't know what the dispersed camping looks like, if they enforce the no dispersed camping anymore or not. But I know, as being a local, we've always just camped there. Nobody's ever said anything to us. We've even drank there, but you're not supposed to, but we did. So this was a funny, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Using Sat Midlife 5278 commented on our Gashmere unboxing tent video, and she put, yeah. The tent is great, but look at that cat. She saw meow meow in the background. She put, in all seriousness, so happy you're getting your dream tent. How awesome, just stuff. She put, where's it at? Where's that way? Just get a dream tent. She put, how awesome is that? Well, when you put your tent in the bag, don't worry about folding and rolling it, just stuff it in there. But she was excited about meow meow. She was excited about the cat. So yes, before Mother's Day or whatever, 15, 17 trail days, there you go. Hit the like button, folks. Yeah, hit the like button and give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. I appreciate it. That would be amazing. That would be amazing right here. I'd love it. I appreciate it, each and every one of you. So let's go up here. So I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. His Royal Highness commented on the Gashmere tent video. Check this out. He put, I picked that one up myself during Black Friday sale! Explanation point. I'm normally a hammock sleeper, but some places just aren't going to be suited for a tent. So I wanted to have the option, and I think he meant some places just ain't suited for a hammock. I think that's what he meant to put there. So I just wanted to have the option, maybe setting the option available for me setting one on the shelf and ready to go. So I see a lot of people. Weekend after Mother's Day, had to double check it. Yep. West Virginia created Mother's Day, by the way. That is true. Yep, the McQuaids. But anyway, in saying that, there's a lot of history to come from West by God, Virginia. You know that? But anyway, so in saying that, I see a lot of people carry a tent and a hammock. As a matter of fact, I comment on this. I thought about doing that myself. For those times I didn't feel like necessarily setting up a tent. I just want to throw up the hammock and just get right to bed, whatever. It's a warmer night, whatever, and sleep out under the stars type of deal. But I don't think I'm going to. It's not a weight thing for me. It's just, I just don't know. Me and hammocks, the last couple times I've slept in hammocks, I still have back and hip pain with that, and go from there. And then here's our buddy, Frank Wolfie. He put, hey Jim, I'm a fellow West Virginian. He's walked the Appalachian Trail. Glad you'll be out there on the 18th with me. Would you care to do an interview for his channel? Collaboration. So we are collaborating. We are in the process, Wolfie Hikes and myself, about getting it set up to do a interview. And I think we're going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to shoot him a time. I'm thinking around noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. And we're going to do an interview. And I think I don't know if he's going to do it live or we're going to do record it, however we do it. That's going to be up to Frank. And then we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and post it to his channel. Then we'll throw it on my channel as well. The first interview has a through hiker wannabe, right? Has upcoming hopeful through hiker. And I'm appreciative of Frank and everything. Jason, what is up? Been talking about you all night, man. You just now show up where? In the Sam Hep. No, just joking. But anyway, yeah, we are going to be doing that interview tomorrow. And so I'm thinking 12, 1 o'clock. Frank said that works. So we'll make sure you watch out for that interview. It's going to be an amazing event. So there is a hiker that she is starting out on the Appalachian Trail. I know I'm probably going to get her name wrong, but her page is at A Hiker's Diary. Make sure you head over there. Because she is talking about different things on her channel, and you can tell that she's a little bit nervous. She's young and different stuff like that. And so I was just trying to calm her fears, and Sloth was too, down a little bit, talking about things for her pack and different stuff like that. This is what she wrote on, because I wrote first, also what you're doing ATs next. On the bag, I had to go with Sloth on this one, no more weight than the cost. Pack cover is very important. We went through some important things that I feel like, and he felt like, and other people felt like she's missing her thing. And she writes, something I adore about the trail community is how supportive everyone has been. I love hearing about what other people have chosen for the gear and why. You get to hear unique perspectives. I'm really trying not to pack my fears, but somehow I still think I'm going to end up with my clothes. Part of the course, I suppose, though, laugh out loud, hope to see you out there. Once again, we'll be out there. See you. Hey Jim, you have to go back to work now. I did leave comments on the videos I watched today, included pretty much most of my important gear and comments, so you know what I'm working with. Cool, Wolverine, appreciate it. Sorry you had to go back to work. Sorry it got started so late. Usually I'm a lot earlier than this, but tonight I had a haircut and stuff I had to go give, so I was running behind. I hope to start the AT around the same time as you. Wolverine, I hope to see you. Wolverine Mark, hope to see you out there, brother. And like I said, March 10th, I'll be there. And be there or be the square. Jace, but yeah, dude, I got distracted. What I missed? You didn't miss a whole lot. Didn't miss a whole lot. You missed this ugly mug for 48 minutes, but that's okay. So we just went over some tents and stuff like that, and something to talk about gear and reading comments. So nothing like that. So for those that didn't know, so we're gonna get into this. Brian Lockwood, 9780. Commented on my Kmore trail. He's the only one, this person's the only one to find this in the video. And I'm not going to tell you where the timestamp's at and everything, but they put woot woo. So it's just something that happened when a train came through on a video, and you just have to watch it. I don't want to be known as that guy, and I'm not going to report it. Yeah, I'm starting in Georgia. I'm not going to repost it, what it was, but I wanted to give a shout out to Brian Lockwood 9780 for finding that on the video. And I can't believe somebody watched the video that long to find that and found that, and actually that's what they commented on. I'm like, son son of a... But anyway, now everybody's be like, what video is he talking about? It was in the Kmore Trail video. I'll put it that way. If you know, you know. Oh, but anyway, so... and then I had something on the other post. We'll talk about the hunting incident. Took place real quick. Go from there. So Chase Life wanted to also put on here and make sure that nobody took it out of context what he wrote. He put his last 35 days on trails last fall, blah, 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 all that good stuff. We already went through that. He put things on where it could easily be taken as him being critical of our choices, my choices, and he's not. And we all have our egos. He said, but I also have some opinions based on spending 2 years planning researches and doing my training and shakedown hikes, followed by actually spending over 6 months on AT, proving what worked for me. I'm happy to share my thoughts, but I also don't want to just be the guy that says, no, you're doing it wrong all the time. And he puts, as you see my channel, I have some gear videos, going to add a gear video in the next couple of days covering what worked for me and what I changed. So I'm going to get on there to watch that video. So make sure that y'all are following Chase over there. So let's continue to read here. He said, I spent the year before AT during the through hikes. These are day hikes like you're doing. I had a specific goal that was comfortable with a full pack, walking 8 to 10 miles and climbing 25 to 3,000 feet. The biggest elevation climb I have in my area is 1,400 feet, and I done it the other day fairly easily. Actually, it was fairly easy. I was surprised. I really was. I was very happy. Came off of it feeling really good. I've heard keep my hikes down to under 10 miles roughly for a couple of weeks going into Georgia mountains, but I wanted to not die on those first few days. So my training was at least once or twice a week. I'm going out 5-6 days a week, hiking with mostly a full pack. I do a lot of slack packing, but I have been going out with a full pack as I can. And increasing distance. I try to increase my distance. The all trails app, need to do that. As I approached my start date, I was comfortable carrying 15-pound pack to 10 miles and climbing 3,000 feet. He writes, this was super valuable. The AT trail legs are not something. So this is a comment, but trail legs are not something you switch on overnight, but you build them as you go. My trail legs at 400-600 miles were better than my trail legs at 100 miles. So I was asking questions about trail legs, what it meant to have trail legs, because I chewed that 1,400 feet up. Like, I chewed it up. When I say I chewed it up for breakfast, I went through it like it was like a hot butter to a knife. I mean, I was very happy at how well I done that 1,400 feet elevation hike, and the amount of time it took me and how I felt. So I was like, hey, is this what it means to get trail legs? And so he was telling me that it don't just one day have, one day don't. It's something that's gradually comes on and you get better. The other huge advantage of hiking, with all or not most of his weight, if you're beyond physical training, is you learn things, what works and what does not work. What you need to tweak. I learned a lot, and I was glad to learn this on the AT. I did keep learning on the AT for sure. So you're going to have gear failures and all that other stuff on the AT as well. The other thing is use training hike videos to work on how to be a good vlogger, especially how to trim down the videos under 10 minutes. And we've talked about that. I'm going to get into that in just a second. My goal, always under 10 minutes. Most people dislike longer videos, even a full busy day on the AT. My videos normally 20 minutes. This is actually hard to do, as you probably well know. I do. I'm going to talk about that real quick. So while I'm out here doing training videos, if you're right now just coming on the page, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a subscribe right here on Take a Hike with Jim. We appreciate you. But anyway, so in saying all that, I don't know where Sparky's at tonight. So in saying all that, something in my throat. Give me a second. All my videos, all my hikes, and you see I got a lot of long videos, a lot of long hikes here on the page. Some people say they like it, some people say they don't. But when I'm out on Appalachian Trail, I've made the comment, it's going to be a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes in between morning and lunch walking, a few minutes at lunch, a few minutes in between lunch and dinner walking, a few minutes at dinner, and then my log off thing. So 10, 15, 20-minute videos, and that's it, and out per day. It's not going to be the whole day. It's not going to be the whole trail. I'm not going to start editing and cut a bunch of stuff out. I'm going to pick a section of the trail and be like, okay, we're going to do this section of the trail right now. We're going to film it and go on. So if I missed an iconic part of the trail and people's like, man, I really wanted to see that. Sorry. I'm not cameraing the whole thing and going back and editing and squeeze stuff down. I'm literally going to watch my timestamp and I'm going to try to keep them to about 10, 15, 20-minute videos, at tops 20, when it comes to being out on the trail. And from there and everything like that, it's going to be very minimal editing at first. And then as I get kind of caught up, I got a son that went to Hollywood Film School. I'll be sending my stuff to him, and he's supposed to be uploading it and doing some stuff for me too, but I'll have it backed up on my phone in case it don't get to come out that quick. That way I can push it out if I need to. My thing is, my thinking was, if I failed my hike, it was going to be because I did not train enough or had the wrong gear. That's one of my fears, and I wish I'd have thought about that when we done our live last week with Face Your Biggest Fears or whatever. I don't want to fail because of equipment failure or because I didn't train or prepare enough, right? It's a military thing for me. So let's move on. So thank you so much, Chafe. So Matt Josh 69 is getting ready to be a through hiker as well. Check it out. Well, Matt Josh, he commented on our live video about our budget. He said he had planned for 10,000 US, like most people have said in videos that he's watched, not thinking of the exchange rate coming from the United Kingdom. So now looking for, now looking and flying business class, laugh out loud. And he put on there, so I put to him, what we already had in the video. And he said, unfortunately, he only has about 6-month visa. He takes off average about 150 days, and the hike the whole trail in 5.5 months. He's going to try to do it in 5.5 months. He said, wish him luck, and I think he can make it. I really do. Go from there. So Frog23988 commented, one thing I've never hear of people telling that, I did in Georgia in such amount of time and I did not get blisters. I met 2 gung-ho hikers. By the time that they got to the last trail across North Carolina, were getting off the trail because they had blisters. We was talking about shoes and feet preparation and how to take care and make sure your feet are well taken care of. So that's a good topic and everything that I am on right now, because you have opportunities to replace and upgrade all throughout the AT. One of the things that I am looking at right now is my people's like, well, you need hiker boots. Me and hiker boots equal blisters. So I went to Trail Runners. Trail Runners cut out the blisters. But the Trail Runners I had were the Hoka Speed Goat 5s. Phenomenal shoes. Wish I'd have bought about 20 pair of them. But you can't get them now. So in saying that, the Speed Goat 6s, they changed. They're not the same. They don't feel the same. They don't do the work that the 5s did for me. So I had to change shoes, and I went with the Ultima Olympic 6s. They're very comfortable, but they are a zero-drop shoe and a zero-drop shoe company. They were killing me where I'm flat-footed with my arches. So we'll have to go back to Hoka, and I guess I'm going to have to do Hoka 6s, which are about $120 right now, and I'll be doing some Instacart, DoorDash, taking donations, raising funds for that type of thing. Or if I can get a pair of these Hoka boots, which is they're they're well over 200. But in saying that, we'll see. I'm not really interested in getting that much money for a pair of shoes or boots, so I'm going to have to change them out so much. So I think we're going to give the Hoka 6s another honest try, another honest effort, and see how they work and go from there for us. But foot care is a big thing for me as well. Sloth Hake Hikes, he commented on our thing and go from there. So Wolverine Mark there, who had to leave to get back to work, and put, he's also carrying a 4-pound Sierra Designs clip light flashlight tent, all in my winter setup with 3 days of food, 2 Nalgene bottles with stove MSR Pocket Rocket 2. It said all weight food water gear is 20 pounds, and he's using an REI Flash 55 backpack that weighs 2.7 pounds. But I suppose I could drop 2 pounds on the tent and 2 pounds sleep bag if I wanted to spend additional $1,000. I'm okay with a 21 pound pack. If you have 2 at some point, balance it out. Weight, bulk, price, not bad weight for having a chair, setting pad, 10K battery bank, and a bushcraft style fire kit. So here's the thing people need to understand. We can make our packs. We can make our packs as light as we want to. Any of us can do it. In order for me at this point to drop down, now my summer pack is right at 10, 11 pounds. My winter pack's 15, 16, 17 pounds depending, and it may get heavier, and we'll try to keep it at 15 pounds because that's about where it needs to be. I've had experienced through hikers tell me that's about where I'm trying to keep it. Merrill Nova's 2s and 3s for me now that I have Moab Speed, which is supposed to be replacement, but not as cushy for me. See, my thing is the Speed Goat 5s were so cushy. It's like walking on clouds, brother. But they just get that, you know, did Jason writes, yeah, Merrill discounted my favorite ones as well. Like I have a backup pair in a new box, but before I got discontinued. But then with the Speed Goat 5s, man, they was just phenomenal. I loved them. You can get them with spikes, but it ain't the same. But anyway, so if we wanted to spend a couple extra $1,000 or whatever, we too could get our weight way down. I'm just not willing to, like, it is what it is at this point. What weight is what weight I have. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about the problem. Me and Wolverine was talking about the problem with wearing shoes too long because sport wear out, causing fatigue and joint pain. Most shoes get about 500 miles. People push over that, tend to wish that they didn't, and go from there. So, two last stories I wanted to share with you here tonight. One of the stories was this morning we went to get breakfast. Check us out, Jason. You'll love this. We go to Tudor's, and if you're from West Virginia, by God, you know. We went to go to Tudor's, and we got breakfast this morning, and I saw a buddy sitting with a bunch of people over the table, and I'll always like to get a chance to go over and say hi to my buddy when I see him, because I don't get to see him that often. And I went over and I said, hey, how you doing, Mitch? You know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we prayed for my cousin who had open heart surgery today. He came through that really, really well. I expect to go home maybe next Friday if everything works out, so that's a plus. And I was like, well, Mitch, keep me in your thoughts because I'm still training for the Appalachian Trail. There was like 4 people that were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Appalachian Trail, you're playing Tudors. He said, you're planning for the They're like, you're planning for the Appalachian Trail. I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, we're section hikers. We've done it. I'm like, wow. I was like, yeah. They gave me the trail names, and I can't remember their trail names. And I was like, and that gentleman right there, yep, he done a through hike of it from Georgia all the way to Maine. So I started picking their brains and having conversations right here, and it was phenomenal. We had a great conversation, about 45 minutes of people right here in my own hometown, my own backyard, had done the trail, walked the trail, experienced things. We was telling stories. They was telling me what gear. They was telling me points to watch out for and do different things like this. And the one gentleman who had done the through hike from start to finish, he looked at me. He said, you know, he said, you're going to make it. You're going to be just fine. You are going to make it. And so to me, that was a big plus. Also, I want to close out with saying, as we're getting ready to close out here, keep your thoughts, prayers, Guru Tree, universe, vibes, whatever, for the young man and his family that lost his life in Pennsylvania. The hunting accident, the shooting accident, 26-year-old lost his life, thought he saw a deer, pulled the shot, missed, shot his buddy, or shot someone in the leg. By the time they got to him, the person had bled out and did not make it yesterday. So if you're out in the woods and you're hiking, especially in West by God, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, these places that have hunters in the woods, please try to wear some orange and make yourself visible, known. Do not be quiet going through the woods. I know it's a respect thing about hunters, but I'm not there to get shot. And if they're hunting around national parks or state parks or whatever, oh well, it is what it is. I'm not trying to get shot, so I want to make myself known that I'm not a squirrel, I'm not a deer, I'm not a bear, I am a human, and I want all my peeps to be safe. It's out there too. So be aware, we do have accidents and people get shot all the time and during hunting season being out in the woods. So make sure you're please comfortable. Keep your head on the swivel. All right, keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you got orange. Make sure people know where you're at. Make sure you're making noise. Make yourself making a presence. Try to hike in no hunting zones. I blow my whistle every little bit. Yep, make sure like you have a whistle or whatever you do. Make sure that you are very much well known during hunting season in the woods, because people sometimes, you know, they lack the training. They lack the training and the education and the hunter's safety and different things. And they think they see something, they're jonesed up, they're jonesable, they pull it up. The guy, they pull the trigger without thinking, and boom, and then that's what you got. So I know I was a hunter for years. I used to hunt, and I seen it happen all the time. I lost a friend in middle school because of that. But turkey hunting, we won't get into that, but that really happened. He took one in the chest, didn't make it. But so in saying all that, it's been a good week right here on Take a Hike with Jim. We've added our subscribers. Maybe we've got some more subscribers with this live video. I don't know. But that was for today. I did do a hike today. I did record the video. I didn't upload it because it was just the simple loop trail we've already done before. And yeah, it was snow, and it was pretty, and it was different things, had some cold, but I just didn't feel like uploading. So we're going to get out tomorrow, maybe do the Fayetteville Trail. We ain't posted that one up here yet. It'll be something like that we'll get out there and do. I want to right now be very cautious about being in the woods, especially on the very cold days and the snowy and the very cold days, because that's when the hunters are out. and go from there, because I am trying to get shot. I want to walk the Appalachian Trail, y'all. I want to through hike from Georgia to Maine. I don't want to get shot in the process. I'm just saying, of training or on the trail. You know what I mean? So we're going to try to do what we can there. Also, thank you for all the ones that throughout this week have made donations. We had some people that donated for the rain gear. We had people that donated for the tent, different things. We told y'all we wouldn't talk about the donations that much anymore. We put it in the description, and that's where it's at. So if you'd like to make a donation toward the Appalachian Through Hike 2026 for a piece of gear, food, hostel, whatever the case may be, we've got it down to $15 a day. All you have to do is go in there to one of the descriptions below. You can comment and post on there if you wish. You do not have to. That's the only time, and that's the only thing you've heard this whole entire hour about it. And we don't talk about it during the week anymore either. So there it is. So, all right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being. I plan on being out tomorrow. Jason, please be careful. Be careful. And the bear are out too, Jason. Be careful. I had a bear encounter at Piney Creek in Beckley, which, by the way, Jason, I don't know if you know much about the Piney Creek Preserve over in Raleigh County. They have a trail that connects almost all the way over to Grandview. It's like a super long trail. You might want to check it out. It's at Piney Creek Preserve in Beckley. Check that out. But I had a bear encounter over there. I didn't see the bear, but he was there. I saw his acrobats, his remnants, and I saw his dinner, right? It was laying at my feet. So I was in his area. It was time to get out of there. I need to get bear spray. I don't walk with bear spray and go from there. He said, yeah, I've been there riding mountain bikes there too. They're getting ready to put in another mountain bike trail, and they just got done with the Grandview Trail. They got a trail there. It goes from there. It's like a 14 to 18 mile trail, the way I understand it. It connects all the way over to the backside of Grandview somehow. That's a hike. So that's going to have to tie into Little Beaver and then tie into whatever. But they say they've got it, so I don't know. I ain't hiked it. I don't know. But it's on the sign over there, so you can check it out if you'd like. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and continue to watch here throughout the week. Share the videos and everything. Help us get to above 200 subscribers right here on the channel. I'd appreciate you so much for all of you out there that did not get to make it tonight. I'm sorry you missed live. Sparky, Farm Girl, all the rest of you that missed it. Hopefully you get to catch the next one on Tuesday. Don't forget to go over to the community section and hit your vote 1, 2, 3, 4 on what one of those topics you would like to see on Tuesday's live, and we'll try to get some videos posted the next couple days. As always, feel free to comment right on this video or any of your other videos, and we will go from there. I only have